Hello everyone, it's me Cassandra from Mobile Om Yoga, and I'm so happy to have you here for this online practice brought to you from the beautiful Confluence Park here in San Antonio, Texas. I'm so happy to be back in our original home for this class, and I have some exciting news after class. So if you're here joining us live, stick around to the end of class because you don't want to miss out on what I have to share with you. Before we begin, I'd like to give a shout out to our sponsors for this class, the ones who make it possible to offer this virtual experience completely free every week here on Sunday mornings, and that's the San Antonio River Foundation. They have curated this beautiful space behind me, and if you've been following along with us for the last few months, we've been exploring some of their other beautiful art portals that they've created along the San Antonio River. So I'm so happy to have you here. I've got a nice shoulder and neck practice, nice heart opening practice designed. So let's go ahead, unroll your mat, and let's get started. We're going to begin our practice in a seated position, and easy Sukhasana pose. Any leg can be crossed in front, and find your sit bones nice and rooted here. We're just going to begin with the hands gently, our palms facing down gently on the knees. Roll those shoulders back a few times. Let them really get settled down away from the ears. And then as you feel your sit bones grounded, begin to lift up through your heart, through your crown. So you're feeling that nice, long, tall spine. And if you haven't already, go ahead and close your eyelids. Let's take 3 big, long, deep breaths together. Inhaling fully through the nose, finding that expansion, the length in the spine. Exhale to empty out, softening the shoulders, getting grounded back into the sits bones. 2 more full breaths like that. Inhale and exhale. Maybe like me, you exhale through the mouth. 1 more time. Inhale. And open mouth. Exhale. Keeping the eyes closed, bring the palms of your hands together and just gently rub the palms, creating some friction in the hands. As we create this heat, let it remind you of the heat or the spark that brought you to your mat today. And then allowing the palms to settle in towards one another. We're going to find our unshakable trust mudra. So if you're unfamiliar, you can go ahead and peek open your eyes to look at me. You're going to interlace your hands, bringing that warmth of your palms right across the center of your chest. Allow the elbows to rest down by the side, shoulders roll gently down away from the ears. Taking a couple of deep breaths, feeling the expansion of your heart space, of your chest, beneath the warmth of your palms. And reminding yourself with each breath here what it was that brought you to your mat. Taking 1 more deep breath into this unshakable trust mudra where we lean in and trust that which guided us to be here, to spend this time with ourselves, with our virtual community. And then go ahead and settle the hands down back onto the thighs as you open up your eyes. All right, we're going to begin by taking a nice big inhale. Reach your arms all the way up to the sky. And as you exhale, bring your arms out into cactus or like a little goalpost arms. Finding that length once again from the hips to the crown, shoulders grounded down. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, bring those elbows in towards your kidneys, squeezing towards your low back, but keeping that 90 degrees in the elbows, back of the palms opening up, feeling the shoulder blades tilt back. 1 more inhale here. And as you exhale, go ahead and settle the hands back behind you. We're going to bring the soles of the feet onto the ground. Bring the fingertips of face away from you, and you're just going to start to walk your hands back behind you. So we're working on opening up in the shoulders. So go to the space where you can feel a nice discomfort, but doable discomfort in your shoulders. And then begin to lift your heart space, breathing that nice spaciousness into the lungs with each breath. Rolling those shoulders back, keeping a little bit of a soft bend in your elbows. Maybe you lift your chin just parallel to the ground, or perhaps you explore letting the throat open, the head fall back. Taking one more breath in and out here. And then as you inhale next, bring your head back up. Begin to walk your hands back in. And come back into a cross-legged position, crossing the opposite leg in front, and just kind of give your arms a little shake. All right, you're going to inhale this time with arms straight. Just reach them out to either side. As you exhale, you're going to give yourself a hug, bringing the right arm over the left. Nice big hug here. Inhale, open up your arms wide. And as you exhale, left arm over, hug. 2 more times each side, giving yourself a big hug. Inhaling those arms open. Exhale, right arm over. Inhale, nice and open. Exhale, left arm over. All right, this time we're going to go once more with that right arm over. So inhale, open. Exhale, right arm over, and let's stay here. So as you keep yourself in a hug, inhale, maybe you're pulling the back of the heart back. And then begin to lift your elbows up in line with your shoulders. Now see if you can roll the shoulders back and down, sitting up a little taller. You're going to begin to let go of your hands and just begin to bring your hands away from your shoulders. And then see if you can start to tilt your fingertips up towards the sky. If this is super uncomfortable, you can always come back to holding your shoulders, elbows lifted, shoulder height. If you've come upward, you're either working the back of your arms or back of your hands together, just feeling that activation, or perhaps you wrap once more, bringing the palms of the hands together. Finding our eagle arms here. On an inhale, lift your elbows up just a little bit taller. With your exhale, see if you can melt the shoulders away from your ears. One more inhale. Maybe lift the elbows just a little bit higher. Exhale, softening the shoulders away from the ears. On your next inhale, begin to come back forward. And as you exhale, draw the elbows towards your belly button, rolling forward through the spine. Kind of letting the weight of the arms fall to the earth, lifting up through the back of the heart. And then as you inhale, you're going to come all the way back upright and then come back open with the arms. Stretch them open nice and wide. All right, before we go to the other side, I want you to exhale. Bring the hands behind you. This time, flip the fingertips to face your hips. Turn the feet back to the earth, and we're just going to press up through the palms. Lift the hips, lift the hearts. Finding this reverse tabletop pose or our altar pose. Feeling this in the front of the chest, tops of the shoulders. One more breath. And then as you exhale, return the hips to the ground. Your choice on how you cross your legs. Either your traditional way or the awkward way. Inhale, arms reach out to the side. As you exhale, you're going to hug yourself left arm over right. Keeping the hands there. Inhale, sitting up tall. Maybe pulling a little bit with the fingertips to activate through those shoulder blades. And you're going to lift your elbows up in line with the shoulders, releasing the fingertips, and then beginning to tilt your fingertips up towards the sky. So you can once again stay here, really activating the energy of pressing the back of the hands or the arms together. Or perhaps you wrap all the way around, palms to palm. Lift the elbows up a little bit higher. Exhale, drop the shoulders away from the ears. One more inhale here. See if those elbows can maybe come a little bit higher. Exhale, melting the shoulders away from the ears. Inhale once more. As you exhale, we're going to begin to let the elbows drop down towards the belly button and then round forward, letting gravity pull on the arms and the head, breathing up through the back of the heart. And then on your next inhale, begin to lift yourself back upright. We're going to open up the arms once again, big, nice, open heart. And then exhale, go ahead, bring the hands down. Let's shift around onto our hands and knees. We're going to find child's pose. So coming into the hips a little differently here, knees wide, big toes together, hips to heels. And then stretching those arms really far out in front of you. So walk your hands a little wider than your shoulders. So the pinky fingers towards the edges of your mat. And then see if that allows you to pull and melt the shoulders. Plug them away from your ears. Deep breath in. Settle those hips back. Exhale. One more breath in. And exhale, breath out. Inhale, begin to press through the palms. Lift your shoulders over your wrists. Bring the knees underneath your hips, finding a tabletop pose. Inhaling, the belly drops into your cow. As you gaze up, exhale, allow yourself to round into cat. Chin tucks, tailbone tucks. And then moving between those two shapes, arching your back with your inhale, rounding it out with the exhale. Taking just a few more moments here to explore how it feels to move in your body this morning. And go ahead and find your way back into a tabletop pose. All right, you're going to take your left hand into the center of your mat. On an inhale, begin to reach that right arm up. As you exhale, we're threading the needle, bringing the right shoulder onto the mat. Keeping the left fingertips where they are, you can press into the earth and move that left shoulder back to try to stack it over the right. Maybe you walk the left arm forward, finding extension here. Let's take one more breath together. And exhale it out. Go ahead and bring that left hand back to the earth under your shoulder if you took it forward. Inhale the right arm back, open towards the sky. And then exhale, right palm down towards the earth. Inhale the opposite side, left arm up. Exhale, thread it under. Come on to the left shoulder. Right palm can ground down as you push that right shoulder back. Maybe extending the right arm long to the front of your mat. Big deep breath in and out. You extended that right arm, bring the palm back to the earth, pressing down to the right hand, inhaling, rising up, open the left arm back to the sky. Exhale, bring your left hand down to meet your right. Taking your hips all the way back to meet your heels. Go ahead and sit back into your rock pose. Inhale, reach the arms up towards the sky. And as you exhale, circle the arms back behind you. Find the fingertips on the earth. So you're rolling the shoulder heads back, lifting up through the heart, maybe the throat. So you can stay here, maybe taking the hips up off the heels. Take a big inhale. And then as you exhale, go ahead and sit back onto the heels. Walk your hands all the way up. Inhale the fingertips up towards the sky. A little half upward salute here. And then in exhale, you're going to bow back down, hips to heels. Spider walk your fingers. And finding a little more traditional child's pose. Knees together, hips to heels. We're going to inhale, rock forward into high plank. Exhale, tuck your toes, lift your hips up and back, finding your downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in here. And then exhale to let it out. Inhale one more time. Exhale, empty. Inhale, gaze forward to the hands. As you exhale, baby steps, coming all the way forward to the top of your mat to meet your hands. Inhale, a halfway lift. Hands come to the shins or up to the thighs. And then exhale, melt it down, finding your ragdoll. Bring your hands to the back of your head. Interlace the fingers back into that kind of unshakable trust mudra, right at the nape of the neck. And then allow the elbows to wrap down towards the earth, giving a little bit of weight to the head. If this is too much, you can release the hands. Otherwise, use your hands to help your head kind of shake no and yes. So our neck and our shoulders are intrinsically connected. And so as we begin to do this work of decompressing and opening up our shoulders and our neck, just begin to bring more awareness to the areas that may be tender or tense for you. Release your hands down to the ground. And on your next inhale, begin to unravel, coming all the way up towards standing pose. Inhale all 10 fingers to the sky, stretch them high. As you exhale, interlace them again and bring the hands onto the back of your head. So you're going to use your hands as kind of a resting place. Let the head press back into your hands, but then press your hands back into your head. As you do this, you'll bring awareness to kind of what's going on around the space of like the neck and upper shoulders. So notice if you automatically tense up, can you actively pull the shoulders away from the ears? Now let's reground into the soles of your feet. Take an inhale, stand up nice and tall. Once again, exhale, press your head into your hands, hands back into your head. Maybe you even lean back further, pressing your hips forward. Take one more breath in. And then as you exhale, rise back to center. Release the hands forward fold. Kind of shake your hands out on the way down. Inhale, halfway lift. On an exhale, plant your palms to the mat, step both feet back. Find a high push-up or plank with the knees lifted or with the knees dropped. Either place, nice and active through the hands. Maybe doming up a bit between the shoulders. Take one more inhale here. And then with your exhale, we're lowering through chaturanga all the way to the mat for this first round. Inhale, just lifting into our low cobra. Exhale, letting the heart melt down. And then lifting into downward facing dog, hips high to the sky. Take a deep breath in here. And an exhale, empty. Take a micro bend in your elbows. See if you can melt those shoulders a little more away from your ears so the neck finds some space. And then one more big inhale. And then with your exhale, like a full sigh out of the mouth, out of your body, melt out. Inhale, look forward. On your exhale, take your feet to meet your hands. Inhale, halfway lift, hands to shins or thighs. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reaching high to the sky. Inhale, interlace the hands, bring them to the back of the head. Exhale. Inhale, lifting up through the crown, head to hands, hands to head. Take another inhale. And then as you exhale, release the hands and forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, palms to the earth. Step your feet back, high push-up or plank. You can come straight to down dog, skip your chaturanga, or lower down and taking full upward dog, or perhaps another cobra. And we'll meet in downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in. And an exhale out. Take one more breath here. Empty out. Look forward at the hands. Walk, step, or float to the top of your mats. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Inhale, let's rise all the way up to standing. This time on the exhale, bring your arms outward into those cactus shape or into those goalpost arms. Nice. Take an inhale here. As you exhale, pull the elbows down towards the kidneys. Back of the hands open up as you tilt the heart forward. Inhale. This time as you exhale, drop the hands behind the back and interlace. On an inhale, let the knuckles come down to the earth, lift the heart, maybe lift the throat and the chin. As you exhale, soft bend in the knees or forward folding. Hands can glue to the lower back as you fold down. It's a great place to hold those shoulders away from the ears. Or perhaps you want to go deeper, you can start to take your hands up and away from your low back. One breath here, one more. As you exhale, release your hands all the way down to the earth. Inhale, halfway lift. With an exhale, bring the fingertips to touch the ground. Shift into the right foot, take a left foot to the back of the mat, finding our warrior one as you rise up. Right knee sink over the left, square the hips. Anchor into the back leg, really strong. Inhale, 10 fingers towards the sky. Interlace your hands, exhale, bring the hands to the back of the head. So just to bring a little bit of awareness here, let the head fall into the hands give right back into that head space. And then drop the shoulders here, inhale. Sink a little deeper as you exhale. On your next inhale, just release the fingers and come out into cactus arms. Stay here, sink a little deeper. Drop those elbows towards the kidneys. Inhale, back of the hands back. As you exhale, let the hands come together behind the back. Interlace once again. Inhale, heart lifts. And exhale, coming forward. Letting yourself melt towards the inside of the right leg. Once again, hands can stay on the back or lift off, whichever intensity works for you. And then root through the feet once again. See if you can start to square the hips. And then on your next inhale, you're going to release the hands on your way up. Fingertips reach the sky. And on the exhale, hands come down to the earth. Bring the right foot to meet your left foot. You can take a vinyasa here or come straight to downward facing dog, just depending on the intensity you're looking for this morning. We'll meet with the hips high towards the sky. Take an inhale and an exhale. Gaze forward. Take your left foot to meet your hands. Right heel to the floor. Inhale, rise, warrior one, other side. Sinking into your left knee, square the shoulders, square the hips. Inhale, fingertips to the sky, reach them high. And interlace your hands, bring them to the back of your head. Peel the chin away from the chest. Inhale, lift long. Exhale, head to hands, hands to head. Just a little activation. You don't have to do a lot to know what's going on there. On your next inhale, release the hands and open up wide, cactus arms. Stay for your exhale. Bend a little deeper into your front knee. Reactivate the back foot. And then with your next exhale, drop the elbows towards your kidneys. Inhale, open up the back of the hands. Exhale, drop the hands. And when you interlace, switch the grip of your hands. Take an inhale, lift up through the chest, lift up through the chin. Draw a line across the sky with your nose. Exhale, we're bowing forward, humble warrior. Belly to thigh or towards the inside. Allow the head to drop. Big breath in and out here. Hands stay anchored or they lift. Up to you. One more breath. Now on your next inhale, root through the feet as you rise. Release the hands, fingertips towards the sky. Exhale, touch down. This time you're stepping forward, right foot coming to meet your left, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, bow. All right, we're going to sit low into our chair pose. So sitting the hips low, let's inhale first, just reach up, and then exhale out into those cactus arms. So we're going to find our eagle arms, what we found earlier. So inhale, start here as you exhale. Coming forward, you're going to bring your left elbow underneath your right. So left elbow underneath your right. Once again, you can come into that hug, hands to shoulders, fingertips to the sky, back of the hands, activate towards one another, or bring the palms together. Lift the elbows away from your chest as you sit low here. Roll the shoulders back. Just taking one more breath in and out. Begin to root into your right foot. On your inhale, you're going to straighten your legs, but stepping into your right foot, lift your left knee. So just challenging your balance a bit here. And then we're going to open up towards that left side. We're finding our goddess pose. So you step the left foot to the back, and you're going to sit into both hips, keeping those eagle arms or the hands to the shoulders. Take an inhale to lift the elbows, drop the shoulders on your exhale, get deep. Take one more inhale here, upright. Our exhale is going to fold forward, bringing those arms down towards the earth. Once again, letting gravity take over. You'll start to feel this in those inner thighs a lot as well. So just breathe easy. One more breath. And then on your inhale, you're going to start to straighten your legs as you unravel the arms, stand all the way up. Stretch the arms in opposite directions, finding a big starfish pose. Inhale. And as you exhale, you're going to take the hands by the hips. All right, take an inhale. As you exhale, jump your feet together. All right, that was a little fun. We're going to step back to the top of your mat. All right, take an inhale, all 10 fingers to the sky. As you exhale, sink low into your chair pose here. Sinking back into the hips. On your next inhale, open the elbows, finding those cactus arms, nice open hearts. And then this time you're bringing the right elbow under, either giving yourself a hug, finding the back of the hands towards one another, or the palms for those eagle arms. Lift the elbows with your inhale. Drop the shoulders and the hips, exhale. This time, inhale, you're going to start to straighten the legs, stepping into the left foot, right knee starts to lift, take an inhale, stepping it back, finding goddess pose. I'm going to turn to face you guys so you don't have to look at my backside. Sink into the hips, inhale, lift the elbows, drop the shoulders, exhale, stay here. One more inhale, and then use your exhale to start folding yourself forward, all the way down towards the mat. Letting gravity take over the arms. Even if you're holding on to the shoulders, the elbows are draping down. Once again, breathing into whatever sensation you're experiencing in those inner thighs. Deep breath in and empty out. Rooting through the feet, unraveling the arms. We're coming all the way up to that starfish pose. Inhale, reach it all out. Exhale, hands by the hips. Jump your feet, bring them back together to meet. Turn back towards the front of your mat, step both feet to meet. From here, we're going to inhale, sweep the arms all the way to the sky, upward salutes. As you exhale, take it down and forward folds. Last inhale to vinyasa here. So halfway lift, and then exhale through your chaturanga, or perhaps that nadaranga if you want to skip it, coming straight into your downward facing dog. And take a moment to breathe in and out. Take one more collective inhale here. And big sigh, exhale. And then go ahead, drop your knees down towards the earth. Uncurl your toes. We're going to walk the hands forward, finding puppy pose, bringing the forehead to the mat. Hips stay lifted. So unlike our child's pose where we're sitting the hips back, we're keeping them high, and you're finding a little tilt in your tailbone as you soften your heart space down towards the mat. So another name for this is heart melting pose. As we melt the heart, we're melting the shoulders away from the ears. Deep breath in and out here. This is intense enough for you. Stay here. If you need less at any moment, you can bend the forearms, bring your forehead onto those forearms. You can take more by bringing the palms together into a prayer and letting the thumbs come behind the neck. Bringing some more sensation into the shoulders, opening the space of the armpits. And taking one more breath in and one more breath out. And begin to release your hands back forward. And you're going to bring the palms onto the earth. Lift up And we're just gonna fall down onto the belly, all the way onto the belly. Yeah. All right. Taking a moment here, hands come back by the hips, bring an ear to the mat. Breathe into the space of the back body here. You took one ear, take the opposite ear, take a few breaths. Working towards softening into our surrender portion of class. So all the work we've done begins to marinate in these moments as we meet ourselves right where we're at. I'm going to begin to find a half frog pose here. So you're going to bend that left knee up, just in line with your hip. You can bring yourself, let's say, bring it onto your hips, bring yourself up onto your forearms. So we're going to start right here. Still kind of allowing the hips to rest down. You may already feel this a little bit on that inner left thigh. And then you're going to take that left arm straight forward. So you're lifting the elbow up. Right arm's going to start to walk over towards that left side. And you're bringing your right ear down. So as you do this, you're going to use your left hand. You're going to bring it back in now. Start to roll over onto your right hip, right side. And then you're going to take your left arm up to the sky and start to open it over towards the left side. So it's just another way of coming into our spinal twist, where we're feeling the sensation more up in the upper back, shoulders, and chest as we keep that left knee anchored. So this is a place maybe you even take your right hand to anchor that left knee. And you can change that shape of that left arm, maybe cactus arms, maybe even bringing the hand to the back of your head. Just seeing what feels good for you to finish off your physical practice. You're going to begin to bring that left arm back around, rolling back. Straighten your left leg, roll back onto your belly, unwind that right arm. And just take a moment on the belly. I like to cross the forearms so I can keep my head in neutral here. Maybe tuck your toes, lift your knees, and just let your heels move from side to side. And go ahead, if you were doing that, unravel the feet, unravel the toes. And that right knee up into that half frog pose. So it's at a 90-degree angle out to the right side. And then coming up onto your forearms. Just letting yourself take a moment to tilt the pelvis down, lifting up through the heart. I'll start by taking the right arm forward, threading the needle with the left hand, and then starting to roll over onto the left hip, left side. Right arm towards the sky, and then opening that right arm out. You can either leave it straight, you can bend it into that cactus shape. Maybe taking the palm of the hand behind the head. That left hand can be an assist as you anchor it to the left knee or to your right knee. Taking one more breath in and out here. You'll begin to unravel back, straightening the right leg, coming back onto your belly, finding a neutral space for just a couple breaths. And when you're ready, you're just going to make your way onto your back. Coming all the way down onto your back. Take the soles of your feet down onto the earth. Walk them in close where you can bring your fingertips by right next to the heels. On your inhale, ground through your feet, slowly begin to lift your hips up towards the sky, finding a nice, gentle bridge pose here. So activating through all corners of your feet, feeling some heat, warming the front of the thighs, opening the front of the hips, pressing into the shoulders to lift up through the heart. Take one more breath in. As you exhale, I want you to slowly lower down, one vertebrae at a time, curling that tailbone so that the lower back really finds some nice space here. And then once you've settled the hips down onto the mat, go ahead and draw your knees up and in towards your chest. You can rock a little bit from side to side. And we're going to bring the knees wide. Soles of the feet come up towards the sky. So the hands can land right on the inner thighs, right on the inside of the crease of the knees, adding some weight here. Maybe you grab onto the shins or all the way up onto the feet. Wherever you are, be careful not to lift those shoulders too far from the ground. See if you can keep them rooted down. Maybe you rock a couple times from side to side, perhaps kicking one heel, and then the opposite heel out. And then coming back into neutral. And then release your feet. Start to straighten your legs up towards the sky. Point and flex your toes. Kind of roll out your ankles a few times. And then begin to bend the knees into the chest and slowly set the feet back onto the floor. So opening up your knees, finding a butterfly pose. We'll take a couple breaths here. Long, full, and deep. Just allowing gravity to open up those inner thighs. You may choose to stay here for the duration of this Shavasana. Otherwise, perhaps you kick your heels out, extending your legs out long for a little more ease in this final shape. Coming back to an anchored awareness into that full, long, deep inhale and exhale. As you anchor into the breath, just noticing when you might get distracted. And just mindfully, gently come back. Come back to following the movement of your inhale and exhale. Allowing this practice to soak in these last few moments of stillness, to be completely with yourself, listening deeply to the wisdom within. Again, to deepen your breath, waking up your fingers and toes. We'll take one more full body stretch to really activate and energize from the tips of the fingers to the tips of the toes. And then draw your knees in towards your chest, rolling to either side or rocking yourself up. We'll make your way back just how we began, in that easy Sukhasana pose. Hips rooted, heart lifted, and let's find our unshakable trust mudra. Fingertips weaved over the heart. Eyelids closed, shoulders melt from the ears, taking a few deep breaths into the space of your heart beneath the palms of your hands. Coming full circle to your why for showing up on your mat, for taking this time to tune into yourself. And then allow the palms to come together, thumbs to touch at your heart center. Our salutation seal. We seal in that trust. We seal in that acknowledgement, our gratitude for being here, not only for ourselves, but for this virtual community. Let's take an inhale through the nose. We'll sigh it out, and then an inhale to Om if you choose to join me to close out this practice. So big, deep breath in through the nose. Exhale, let it out. And then inhale, exhale to Om. Take an inhale, and with your exhale, chin to chest, acknowledging yourself and one another. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. Namaste. Thank you guys so much for being a part of this virtual community this morning. I am so happy to have each and every one of you tuning in from wherever you are. As I mentioned before class, I do have some pretty exciting news to share with you. So thanks for sticking around and finding out. What I have to share is that next Sunday, July 5th, we will have our first class back here at Confluence Park in person. So really exciting news for our community, but there is a little caveat due to our current climate and our social distancing practices. We are gonna have a cap on our class. So we're limiting the attendance to 20 people. So if you've been here before, you know that class fills up super quick. We're gonna do our best to ensure we have everyone social distanced. And so this is our best way to come back together for now. We will have an Eventbrite up that you can sign up, and it will take the first 20 people. We are also, just for those of you who may not make it in that 20 or may not be here locally, we are planning on continuing this virtual series. We may not do it every single week, but at least once a month you can expect to tune in to us live here and be a part of our community virtually. So thank you so much for continuing to support Mobile Om and the San Antonio River Foundation. I can't wait to continue to bring these practices to you and to see you guys live starting next week, July 5th, right here at Confluence Park. Have a great rest of your Sunday. Thank you so much for tuning in. Namaste.